When you think about Indian Railways, you're thinking about one of the largest, most complex railway networks on the entire planet. It's just a behemoth of tracks, trains, and people. And that scale, well, it brings up a huge question. How on earth do you manage it all? Turns out the answer is a total masterclass in organizational design. I mean, really think about it. How do you keep a millions of people moving, tons of freight on schedule, and a system that spans an entire country running smoothly, day after day? Well, the secret isn't some single giant command center. It's a really clever system of basically dividing and conquering. The key is to break the giant down into manageable pieces. And those manageable pieces? They've got a name: zonal railways. To get a handle on all this complexity, the entire network is carved up into these distinct zones. But what's the real reason for doing it this way? And there you have it, straight from the source. It doesn't get much clearer than that. It is all about efficiency and proper management. You just can't run an operation that spans a continent from a single desk. So this division into zones, it's the absolute foundational strategy for making the whole thing work. Okay, so if you've got these powerful kind of semi-autonomous zones, each one needs a leader, right? You need a CEO for that region's railway. And in the world of Indian Railways, that person is the general manager. Yeah, the general manager, or GM for short, it's not just some fancy title. It's a role with some serious power. As it says right there, they are the chief administrative officer. That means they are the final authority for everything happening in their zone, from the biggest freight train to the smallest local station. But here's the really clever part. That CEO doesn't just have total free reign. This shows you the chain of command perfectly. The general manager of every single zone is directly answerable to the central railway board. This makes sure that while you get all the efficiency of decentralized management, the entire network is still operating under one unified national strategy. It's the best of both worlds. So we've got the why, that's efficiency, and we've got the who, that's the general manager. Now let's get into the what and the where. How exactly is this massive network carved up across the country? The magic number is 18. The entire Indian Railways network is divided into 18 distinct zones. Just let that sink in for a second. That's like having 18 separate, massive railway companies, each covering a huge chunk of the country, all operating together under one big banner. And this table here, it gives you a perfect little snapshot of how it's all put together. Let's take the Central Railway, for example. The main headquarters is in Mumbai, but the actual day-to-day work is handled by different divisions in places like Pune and Nagpur. You see the exact same pattern for the Eastern Railway, based in Kolkata, and the Southern Railway out of Chennai. This brilliant structure, zone, headquarters, and division, is copied across all 18 zones, creating this incredible web of command centers all over the nation. Now, what I love about this is how it puts a face to all that data we just saw. This isn't just a name on a chart. This is the actual emblem for a training institute inside the Central Railway, also known as Madhya Rail. It just goes to show you, each zone has its own identity, its own command structure, its own unique character, but it's all part of the larger whole. All right, so let's zoom in a little closer on one of those zonal headquarters. We know the general manager is in charge, but they are definitely not working alone. This place is the nerve center, and it's filled with specialists who oversee every single aspect of how the railway runs. As you can see, the GM isn't an island. They have a core leadership team right there with them, like an additional GM and a senior deputy GM. But the real operational muscle, that comes from the next layer down, the heads of all the different specialized departments. And wow, what a team this is. You've got these principal chief officers for basically everything that matters. You've got someone in charge of all the train operations, the signals, the schedules, you name it. Another person is the absolute expert on engineering, responsible for every single bridge and every kilometer of track. Then you've got chiefs for the engines, the electrical systems, the money, and of course, the thousands of people who work there. It's a whole team of specialists, each one a master of their own domain. And their mandate, as this puts it so beautifully, is to just keep all those gears turning perfectly. Each one of these department heads is directly responsible for their piece of the machine. This creates this incredibly powerful system of shared expertise and, really importantly, accountability. The GM might be steering the ship, but these principal chiefs, they're the ones down in the engine room, making sure everything runs safely and on time. So when you put it all together, what you have is this remarkably clear and logical hierarchy that's designed to manage just immense complexity. It's like a waterfall of command, flowing from the national level all the way down to the local level. And this just lays it all out perfectly. At the very top, you've got the Railway Board, setting the national policy. Right below them, you have the 18 zonal general managers acting as regional bosses. Inside each zone, the heads of department command their specific areas, like engineering or operations. And all of that authority flows down to the divisions, which are the teams on the ground handling the day-to-day operations. It's just a beautifully organized system. So, the next time you're on a train, or maybe just see one pass by, you'll have a much clearer picture of the incredible human organization that's making it all possible. This intricate zonal system, it's like a hidden architecture of management, quietly powering one of the world's great logistical marvels. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other elegant hidden systems are powering the world around us every single day?